All right, so I want to introduce Risa because some people might not know how Risa and I got together. But Risa reached out to me on Facebook. She's actually not a coach on Team Positude or on my team. She was adopted. So we kind of have this, I guess, handed down kind of adoption thing going on. So my daughter, Nikki, was adopted by the Bombshell Dynasty because she didn't have a good upline coach who could help her. So, and then actually my daughter has adopted somebody. And then, so I kind of wanted to pay that forward. And when Risa came along, I just liked her and we hit it off. I think we talked initially on Facebook, but then we didn't talk for a little bit. And then she reached out to me again, and come to find out she had recently moved to my hometown where I live. And it was like, I didn't even know I guess I had known that you lived over near Chesapeake or something. I think I had known that because I knew you had gone to Brittany's. You had gone to the Super
right.
Saturday. But so it was really a coincidence that she moved to my town, and Super Saturday was coming. So he said, let's get together and go to Super Saturday. So we just hit it off, and I really liked her. And I think if you ever go the adoption route, you want to make sure that you have somebody who's going to add value to your team. And I just felt like Risa had a lot of knowledge. She'd been a coach for a long time. She had hit a rocky period. And I just felt like our team could benefit by her, and she could benefit by, being a part of our group. So with that being said, I will let Risa tell you about her history and where she's come. And she's just been going like gangbusters the last couple of months and hitting Success Club 10 and pretty much Success Club 5 consistently since I think the retreat. Yeah.
Yep. I have been.
And she had a different mindset before that. So I go ahead, take it.
Okay, where do you want me to start?
That's the question. Everybody usually starts with where they came into the business, right?
Okay, so I had taught high school for 21 years, and I was overweight. I was frustrated, just was not in a good place, was depressed, I had issues. I was fortunate enough to be able to quit, and I found P90X through a friend whose son had ordered it, and basically we didn't order from Beachbody. My husband got it for me from eBay. So I didn't have a coach, and I just got up every day at 5:30 and I did this workout, and I didn't know anything about coaching. I never took my before pictures, my measurements. I didn't know anything. So I didn't do any of that stuff. But I did the workouts. I showed up all the time, and it totally, it changed my life in so many ways. It's crazy. So first of all, it took me from being really depressed to a way more positive person. I got a big Tony crush. I went and saw him in DC. I have to let my cat out of the bedroom. They always want to go.
And so you didn't do Shakeology yet?
No. Didn't really know what it was. I was just doing some shake from Walmart because I was a terrible breakfast person. And so I went to DC to see Tony. So for $20, I got to see him, get a picture taken with him, and I got his book, his first book, Bring It. And we got to work out with him. And I was so nervous and so not the person I am today that I did not even say a word to him. I just ran on the stage. I got my picture taken and I ran off. And so I drove back home for 3 hours just telling myself, oh my gosh, what a total moron. What an idiot. You went all the way up there, and here's this guy you really like, and you didn't even tell him thank you, blah, 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 nothing. But when I was up there, I met this guy who was a coach. I didn't really understand coaching. I just kind of wanted to know about Shakeology. I stood in line with him. He was really nice. And that's actually who I signed up with, was this young kid. So I signed up because I wanted to know what Shakeology was. And when I saw it, I was compared it to my Walmart shake. I had to have it because I kind of knew something at that point about nutrition a little bit. And so that's why I signed up as a coach. Didn't know anything about MLMs or this business opportunity. I mean, not a clue. So clueless. So I did that for a year, and then finally I started looking into it, and I still didn't really totally understand it, and he wouldn't ever really answer my questions. and my team is kind of mainly men. So I totally do not fit in to this team at all. So I just kind of was stumbling. And so I would have some good times, some bad times. I did tons of training. So I kind of wasn't doing too bad. I was kind of plugging along, doing okay. Basically no support. And then we found out we were moving. Oh, I think I got in on my computer. Can you see me?
I can see you, yeah.
Join. Okay. Can you hear me on the computer?
Yeah.
Let me unplug this.
Let me get up. Okay. It'd be better if I'm this way because then I can see all of you ladies.
And so how long have you actually been a coach?
So, wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
how long have you been a coach?
Oh, weird. I've been a coach for.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear me.
Now we can. Are you holding your
Can you just hear me now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've been a coach, I think, for maybe 4 years, I think.
Okay.
And so I am an Emerald coach. I'm working really hard to get to Diamond. And at one point I was a Diamond for like a month, but the coach I had, her husband had kidney cancer. And so understandably, she just couldn't do it all. So that, and when she left, like everything fell apart. And then I just kind of was going crazy. Then we found out we were moving. And so we moved up here from a house to an apartment. Things were just like not happy and I wasn't in a good state. And so I'd been messaging with Lori, and that's when I didn't realize she was in Charlottesville where I was moving. But anyway, I got to meet her and I got to talk to her. And of course I was, found out about her. So I was looking at her page and watching what she was doing. And then when we met, and all I could think of was like, I need to be on your team. But the problem was I kind of already had all these customers and I had some coaches trying to do stuff and I couldn't just like up and leave them. And the whole canceling is just so I kept thinking, okay, you have to prosper where you're planted. And then she was like, well, you're welcome to join my team. And I was just like, what? Really? Because that was just the awesomest. And you ladies are just super lucky because she's so supportive and you have those one-on-ones and all the stuff she does. And that's all the stuff like I craved for help, to be able to ask somebody a question and get an answer. Because I have not had that until meeting Lori. I just did trainings. I read books. I watched videos. It was just all me doing stuff. And I think that's really what helps is when you have somebody just to talk to say, this is what my problem is. Sometimes you do have to vent, but then you have somebody to kind of redirect you. And I just think that makes a big difference. That really helps. So she was telling me about the Tony Robbins thing she went to, and the whole thing about how he says that he makes everybody get up and say, I am awesome. I do that every day in the shower. Every single day in the shower, I do that. So I say that every day, and then I talk to myself throughout the day. So if I'm driving in my car by myself, I will say that out loud. I'll just yell it in the car, and I will just say all these other affirmations. And I have my little, that's my little goals and my affirmations. So I write them out, and then I sit and I read them. But I really try to feel them. So this is something else that I think really happened. So we had moved up here. Our house was not selling. We had this gorgeous house in Chesapeake. It wasn't selling. We'd just gotten on the market kind of late because we didn't find out that we were moving until late in the summer. And I was just really frustrated. And so I got to go to the retreat at Lori's, and it's like I walked in the house and it felt so good to be in a house. It just is a different feeling than this little dingy apartment or condo that doesn't have lots of light. And I remember just thinking, oh, this feels so good. Like I was in that feeling. And then another friend I'd met up here, we got to go to dinner at their house, and it was the same thing. Like I walked in and it just felt so good to be in a house. And the next weekend we got a contract on our house with these awesome people that bought our house, and it ended up selling. So I really believe it's really that feeling that feeling that you have to get. And that's kind of hard to do. You really have to sit and think, and it's hard to train yourself if you're not used to doing that. But that's what it's about. And of course, I've read it in all these books, like Brian Tracy, John Maxwell, like all these people say that you have to get in the feeling. And the most recent book I'm listening to for the second time actually is You Are a Badass. Have you guys listened to that one? Yeah. It's like so good. So I like listening to them because I don't know, that helps me more than reading them. Like reading helps too, but listening really helps. So when I put on my makeup, I'm listening to her. When I'm driving, I'm listening to her. When I'm making dinner, I'm listening to her. So I listen to her all the time. And now, like I said, I'm listening to her for the second time. But she says the same thing. It's all the same. You have to get in that feeling. And so that's what I've been working on, just every single day. I mean, a day does not go by that I do not sit in the shower and yell, I am awesome. People want to work with me. You know, I'm a good coach and I help this person lose this much weight and that person. Because when you're a new coach, it's hard if you haven't necessarily helped anybody be successful. And so that's really kind of hard because you feel like, well, I haven't helped anybody. I haven't done anything. So you have to look at maybe in your past how you've helped people and what you've helped them do. And you need to just sit and keep
that. Here's my computer charger.
Do what?
Where's my computer charger?
Oh.
Well, that's Andra. I'll mute her.
So that's just what I've been doing. And Lori's group just has helped me tremendously. I have learned more from Lori than, I don't know, so many other people, than like everything else. And of course I've learned like nothing from my team. I used to, show up on team calls and just be like, this was a waste of my time.
Well, one thing that I'd like to say about you, Risa, is that you're always willing to try something new. I mean, clearly you've been doing this for 4 years, and I'm sure at times it felt like you're beating your head against the wall, but you are so committed to the business, and it was just a matter of you finding your rhythm in it. And I mean, I knew nothing. And so we have that similarity because I'm like, okay, I'll keep trying this. I'll try, okay, that didn't work. I'll try this. And so it's just a matter of finding the things that work, and something might work for somebody else and it doesn't work for you. Right. So tweaking it in the way that'll work for you. So you are so diligent about just being persistent about making something work. And you also are very consistent. You're very consistent with your posting and very consistent. Your brand is very, you are much more so than me, very much like really into the healthy eating and having the recipes and doing that part of it. Whereas I'm more, let's just throw together this meal plan the night before.
It's funny. I look at your posts and I'm like, oh, I wish I thought of that. Wow, she's so funny. Because I came from a really serious negative background, and I've had to really I'm trying to move away from that. So it's taken me a long time to get rid of that negativity. I mean, like 4 or 5 years ago, this was not who I was. You could not take my picture. I would never have done a video. So any of you that haven't done videos or you're terrified to do all that, 5 years ago, I mean, because my sister-in-law said to my husband one day, that's Risa posting all those selfies on Facebook? Because I throw out pictures. So I'm like a totally different person. And it really just all started with P90X. Like I tell people I learned everything from that. I learned about quinoa from that, about making chocolate chip cookies that didn't come out flat. Just so many things from all this Beachbody stuff. And I will try anything, even if I'm terrified to do it. Like the Facebook Live videos, I still can't say I like to do those, but I'll do it. So I will make myself do it. Right. So yeah, I do that.
When Stephanie spoke to our team and she was like 10,000 reps or whatever, so it's just like, I remember how much I hated looking at myself and how awkward I was and felt when I did a video. And now I'm just like, let's do a video. I'm like, I don't care. My hair is yucky and whatever. Yeah. And for a long time, I didn't post my videos public, and now I'm right. do. And
Right.
so, yeah, it's just an evolution as long as you're continuing and willing to stick with it. So I have a question. When we had the talk at the retreat, did you actually look at some Tony Robbins videos or?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd watched some of his stuff before, because I watch like whatever I can find. I'll watch it. I'll listen to it. It's when I really just keep doing that super regularly, because sometimes I've gotten out of the personal development, like where I'm just working or I'm doing this or that, and I'm not really doing my personal development every day. And that's just a big key. You really need to do it every day, and you need to find super positive things that resonate with you, like at that time, like whatever it is you need to hear. I think Carl talks about that sometimes. These kitty cats are like kids, in and out, in and out, in and out of the bedroom. It's like, oh my gosh. Go ahead. So yeah, after you told me about that, I started watching a bunch of his videos, and I've read some of his books too. But I started doing the I Am Awesome, and just really.
I love that you talk to because I think you probably more so than a lot of people based on your past need that.
I do.
And you're not going to get it from somebody else, right? You got to get it from yourself, especially,
right.
And it's funny because to me, the Risa before February was like a Risa that walked around with a rain cloud over her head. That's what you were like, a rain cloud. And so I don't think what you ever had was somebody to say, hey, snap out of it,
I didn't. Well, because I didn't have anybody that really cared if I was successful or, you know what I mean? Because my upline, there's nothing up there going on.
Yeah. And it's probably a lot of it's the man thing too, but.
It is. They just have a totally different philosophy, and I don't align with that whatsoever.
Because I thought it was so ironic that, like, I told you this, and then you started doing those affirmations. Because I remember we talked online, and you said you were doing the affirmations, and then you got a contract on your house.
Right. But it was also being in your house and her house. It was that feeling. Like, I know what it means to be in the feeling now. Like, I understand that. So that's what I try to do with myself in the mornings when I'm sitting and reading through my things. Like, I'm going to make Success Club 10. I help women. Women want to work with me because I help them and I offer great value, and whatever it is I say. And I have to think about like how excited I get, like, because I just finished a 21-day group with these ladies, and oh my gosh, they just did so awesome. And I was so excited for them, and they were just posting every day and, showing their pictures. And we had this real fun thing going on with taking pictures of yourself after you work out with your hair, because we just roll out of bed and we're working out and our hair is just a total mess. Mm-hmm. So who can have the worst hairdo? But I would be so excited, that excitement. Yeah. And that's what you have to get.
Right.
You get that excitement and that feeling that something big's going to happen. you know what I mean? And that's hard to do. And it's hard to feel like that so much of your day. Because then you're a badass. She talks about that because that raises your vibration, mm-hmm. so that good things are going to happen to you. But it's hard. We get so caught up in mm-hmm. stupid stuff in life, and all this negativity. It's hard to stay in that place. Right. So that's what I'm really working on. I'm working on, like, when things happen, instead of being reactive, like, oh no, what am I going to do? Because I've been like that my whole life, to just try to calmly look at it and think of the positive side. Like she talks about in the book, like, you get a flat tire, so you have a flat tire and you have your kids in your car. So instead of getting all upset, you look at it like, well, I have this time to hang out with my kids and talk to them and have quality time with them. We don't tend to look at things like that.
Right.
So that's what I'm working on too.
Yeah. Well, I definitely see a totally different person, and your business is reflective of that, because your challenge groups are being successful and you're just happier, and that's the vibrations you're putting out there, and you're attracting those people. And so
right.
And those challenge groups, those people are going to stay friends. That's the neat thing. When you have a really good challenge group like that,
right.
I have people that come to me and say, I've not been, none of your groups have been as good as that one last June, the ones they were in, the first one that they met those people. So,
Right.
But they remember that.
It's kind of like, because I met you, I got in the team with you, things started changing. And then I met this other person at the farmer's market, and she ended up doing a program. She had super good success. She signed up as a coach. She's been like sharing. She's not really actively coaching, but she kind of is. But then this other group I had that had been going along a bit and it was okay. It's like she just really kind of, I don't know, I guess she helped because like my whole feeling was different. Not like you said, I was just kind of attracting better, but now I have this kind of maintenance group that's doing really well too with all these people posting. And so it's just exciting.
Yeah.
And that helps because I struggled like getting really people that would post regularly like we all do in our groups.
Yeah.
So you just have to keep going and trying. You have to keep getting women in there. But another thing I find is
there are ways to engage them too.
Yeah, but you got to be really excited. That's another thing that I think helps.
Like you said, you were using Brittany's script, and I said, "Where'd you get that?" And you said, "I posted it." So
you posted it. Yeah, I've actually been using that, and it's really good because if you read it, she's kind of taken them down this little path of where she wants them to go. And this group that just finished, I mean, virtually every post they answered, they wrote out whatever it was that she had asked in the post. There were a couple that maybe they missed, but they did really well. So I'm now using that on the Challenge Tracker app, and those people are actually doing pretty well. Though I'm not sure I like it as much as the Facebook.
Yeah, I'm going back to Facebook. I now have done 3 groups, and I feel bad for Anne because it's been just a really dud group,
Well, here's the thing I don't like is like you can't just make a video on your phone and post it. Mm-hmm. It has to be YouTube. Well, that takes time uploading to YouTube and then getting your link and posting it. And I'm not sure, like, they're kind of engaging, like they're commenting on other people's stuff, but not quite as much as in my Facebook groups.
Right.
So I think I might just go back to the Facebook groups.
Yeah. I took a poll. I don't think it was in yours, Anne. I think it was in another one, but whether we should stay on the, because yours is almost over, the one I just started doing, and they were quiet. And I said, do you all want to move back to Facebook? Because, you're not engaging as much as I would like you to. And they all came back and said that they committed they would post more and that they wanted to stay on the mobile app. Or they didn't really, some said they didn't care, but
right.
Yeah. So I'm sticking that one out on the mobile app, but the new one I'm doing, I'm going to go back to Facebook.
Well, I mean, I like that you can see if they track their workout and their Shakeology and all of that stuff. But they were pretty much doing that in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my group was doing well. So I basically have that maintenance kind of group, and then I have these newer groups. And once this group finishes on the app, I'm going to move them into that other maintenance group because it's a really good group of women. It really is. Yeah. And that was another thing that Lori suggested was that I just do women because I do have a couple coaches in my downline that are really nice guys. And one of them, we talk all the time. But again, he wasn't somebody that like would push me. He wasn't somebody like he always would go back to, I don't know what these people are doing. I don't know what they're doing to get Success Club 20. And you know what I mean? Like he always kept flitting from one thing to the other. Like, I mean, it's good to try different things, but sometimes you have to get a little consistent and stick with something for a while. So I would share groups with him because when I started as a coach, I couldn't get enough people in a challenge group. And so we pulled our people together. But I really like having just the women. Mm-hmm. So, because like we were talking about sports bras, they wouldn't talk about that if there were guys in there.
Right.
So that's been really helpful. And that's something else that Lori said, because she said, I think you just need to do all women. I never really thought about that because I'd always had, my buddy Darren, and we always did everything together. So,
yeah.
He was understanding when I said, I'm going to do a group with just women. He's a real nice guy. But, so, and just the whole team of women, all you guys are just so helpful. And then, because, I get to be on these chats with her. I mean, oh my gosh, I learned so much stuff. You have no idea. So it's just super helpful. I cannot thank you enough.
Yeah, because
Yes.
Andrew asks all the questions, so you get all. Because Andrew gets all the questions. And that's the Success Club or Bust chat that I was telling you about. I sent you a message if you wanted to be in that. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see it?
Who are you talking to?
Anne.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just saw it this morning, actually, and I've been up to my eyeballs. And yes, I'm interested in being in it.
Okay, I can add you in there. Sometimes we do get a little racy, but it's pretty fun.
Racy?
We get racy sometimes because I just go there.
I'm okay with that.
I have a gutter mind sometimes, and it just goes there. I don't know, but those girls make me. They egg me on.
Sometimes you look in there and it's like, what were they talking? What did I miss? But a lot of times there's great questions and you can get an answer to your question. So that's just like, I've just never had that before. So I'm like beside myself.
Well, I don't want to use it as a crutch because the thing that you can fall into is then that's the go-to when you should try to be resourceful and look things up.
Right. Right.
But it's more the purpose mainly of it is but since I'm on 24/7, I'm always answering questions. But the main thing is the tips, like what did you do that worked?
Right. Like your conversations, like how you answer people back. It's always that's like really helpful.
Yeah.
Like when we ask, okay, they said this, what do I say? I swear you have an answer to anything anybody says, because I'll be sitting there like, okay, how should I respond now? I want to be light and funny and like, I don't know. But then Lori will come back with this really cute, short, concise, oh, that sounds really good.
That's a lot of practice because I was like word vomit, like 3 paragraphs of information. I used to be like that. And I learned that I was telling them stuff and stuff maybe they didn't even need to know,
Right.
I was overselling and then I was just like, okay, what are they really asking? And that only requires 2 sentences. So to make it really short. And I liked that somebody once told me it was like a ping pong match, and I thought that was really cool. Just back and forth and, ask them a question, then they are back with you. So yeah, so I had a conversation today with somebody and I was really frustrated because I ran a challenge group ad and she came back and said, I gave her all the information, sent her the order link, but she hadn't asked for the price. So when I followed up with her today, she said, I can't afford it. So I was like, and so you always want to go for the challenge pack purchase, but at the same time, ultimately I want to help somebody. And I want them, but I don't want them to, I want them to invest. And if I'm always offering free stuff, so I was like, okay, how can I approach this? How can I approach this? So I basically went back to her and I said, there's a couple options if you can't afford the challenge pack. So I said, you can be in my group if you get, when I've started doing this, the sample pack, the sampler, and the 21-day fix by itself. Or you can be in my maintenance group and do the free trial. And so she came back and she said, well, what if I get a bag of Shakeology and the free trial? So then I was like, okay. So then I said, well, you could get for $140 Beachbody On Demand and a Shakeology. And so we were just back and forth and I gave her another option. I said, well, you could do the free trial and the sampler. And then before the free trial ends, then you can get the challenge pack. Maybe you can save up your money by then. So when all was said and done, she came back and said, my daughter has the 21-day fix and she's never opened it. So can I do that and do the free trial? And then before my free trial ends, I'll sign up as a coach and she's basically get a challenge pack. So it's basically a deferred challenge pack. And she's going to, do the Beachbody On Demand and do the 21-day fix. And I don't know if she's going to even use much of the Beachbody On Demand. Using the 21-day fix, we'll have to play that by ear and see. But in the end, she's going to get started, and that's what I want her to get started. And so I told her that, she could be in my group with that. So we negotiated. So, they're always different, and it's just a matter of, I always try to go back to work with what they have and what their needs are instead of what I want, and because it'll come back to me. So, and then not even 30 minutes after that, I got somebody who messaged me on my like page, and we had been talking, and she's going to order a challenge pack. So it's like, because I was, I did something nice and let this person in my group, then maybe it came to me because I did that. Who knows? So think of it that way. So, all right. So
the sneak peeks have also been working really well, because I've done 2 of them and gotten Success Club 10 last month. And I'm going to get it this month. I'm at 9 because one lady, she had size and 21-day fix. So she just got Shakeology.
Okay.
But those have been with no objections.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And that's been like really awesome.
Because, you sold the...
Basically, I guess because they get all the information they need in this sneak peek is what I think basically works, is they get all the information. You're showing them everything, explaining everything. And so then they're either ready to go or they're not.
Right.
I mean, the thing you have to realize, though, is that, I had like 81 in my last sneak peek. And I think I got like 3 or 4 people. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 3 people with a challenge pack and 1 person was just Shakeology.
Yeah.
So it's kind of...
the sneak peeks, I'm kind of, I think they're good because you're giving people a lot of information, but they're not, I don't get a high number of sales out of them.
Well,
initially,
right.
There are people that have said that they are interested. I just have to keep following up with.
Right. But see, the first one I got like 5 because one of them was Renee's friend. So that went to her, but I got 4 or 5 out of that one.
Yeah.
And then I got 4 out of this last one.
Yeah.
But you're right. For the number of people that are in there, it's kind of,
But if you think of it as a way to get qualified leads who can then.
Right. Just keep following up with them. Yeah.
Yeah, I had some good people in my clean eating group this past time. So that's Andra. So one of the things I wanted to talk about too. So was there anything else that you think? That was really good and really helpful.
Just that's basically what I've been doing. Is like I've really just been focusing on these affirmations and again trying to feel like how exciting it's going to be.
Well, you tell your brain too. With the other thing that I've noticed is that you're more solution oriented, which I think is really key in this. Because if you complain, if you start griping about stuff, that just feeds it, right? That feeds the the dark clouds over me kind of thing. Whereas if you're solution oriented, or how can I solve this problem, or how can I, get better at this, and then you tend to be more focused on, again, the positive and good things happening. And so so Andra, you were asking some questions about a like page. So while we're together, I thought maybe I could answer them. So you're asking how you get people on your like page?
Well, I don't know anything about, can you hear me? Oh, really? I don't know anything about it. I just finally figured out how to set it up. So I've been inviting 10 people a day. I think that's what I'm supposed to do.
Okay.
But we haven't had our one-on-one in so long, and we were going to talk about this. So then I did a boost on one, $5.
Yeah,
shows you all this stuff that I have no idea, but I need to take some time to research it because I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with it, or I don't understand. I don't see people pressing like.
So the key with like pages, and it's kind of it's all about figuring out who your target market is, and then posting content that they like. So it's a little bit of a game, like kind of a you got to figure out what that is. So in my particular case, I went after grandmas because I'm a grandma. Typically, your target market is your demographic, and it's kind of geared towards people who have a sense of humor. So when I run ads, I run ads and on people who like Ellen and they like, you know, Survivor, because I'm like a Survivor reality TV person. But, you know, I find that stuff interesting, and so I'll post about it. So the people who like those things too, they're going to engage with that content. So when I posted a funny video because I love The Voice. And I posted a video, the car karaoke with Gwen Stefani and George Clooney and Julia Roberts got in the car. I got so many shares from that.
Oh, wow.
So many shares, so much engagement from that video. And so when I find stuff, but it's because I've built my, you know, I've like almost 8,000 fans now on my like page, but most of those fans are people that I've run ads and they've seen my page and then come to like it. So it's kind of like, you know, it's all strategic in how you do that. And it just takes time to do that. So over time, say you run cleaning ads, you get 60 people. Well, depending on how you target that ad, you know, you might want to target people, you know, that like skiing because you're, you know, that read skiing magazine. So you need to make a whole list of like the things that you like. I just recently did this and I am guilty that the fact I've never done my perfect customer avatar, and I did it, and I'll share it with you guys. Maybe that would be a topic for the next team call, but found this random woman's picture on the internet, and she's my target woman, and a bulleted list of the things that she likes to do, like her personality, the things she likes to read, the things she likes to do with her spare time. And basically that really helps you get your mind around who you're going after, because you want to narrow it down. You don't want to have this big broad brush of people. And I know that you serve people as a senior fitness consultant.
Yeah, but then I have a client that's 18, the one that I was dealing with today. So
yeah. But when you're on the internet,
yeah,
with your business page or your like page, you need to figure out what that niche is, because you can't, if you broad brush it to everybody, you'll be all over the place with content.
Well, it kind of says that I'm over 50, but so I kind of figure with that being
you have younger kids, so
that's the problem. Everybody else my age is grandma, and
yeah,
I'm in a completely, I think that's why in the warm market, I ended up, I mean, they're not people I knew really well. Because I'm friending 5 people a day.
Yeah.
And I have been since the day I started.
Yeah.
And that's why I've gone from 250 to 600, and
yeah,
it hasn't even been 4 months.
Consistency, that's great.
But I'm getting all these 40-year-old moms is what it seems to be that are in all my groups.
Yeah. So I think your target market would sway younger, like, you know, because you've got younger kids, or you get, you know, Charlie is still in middle school, and then you look
elementary.
What?
Elementary.
Oh, is he 11? Oh, I thought 6th grade. Is he 6th grade? Or
he's in 5th.
Oh, he's in 5th. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So I think, you know, and we'll talk at our one-on-one, but I thought this could benefit other people,
sure,
you know, who are thinking about like pages. But, you know, I think it's just something, you know, I've learned it all from scratch, you know, self-taught and just trial and error. And so I think you with that target, you don't want to invite coaches to feel like this, because basically they're not going to buy anything from you. So they might like your content, but, you know, that's not going to help you really. So, I mean, it might, because, you know, more people will get see your stuff, but not really not. So I want to build relationships with people, you know, who are cold market people. I don't want to build relationships with other coaches. But now you can exclude, you know, coaches from, and, you know, Megan was saying in the chat today that she's getting all these sponsor ads from other coaches. And I don't know why they're not excluding, because I don't want any Beachbody coach to see my ads. I don't want to waste money on them.
Right, but they don't know to do that, because I don't think I knew that until recently from you.
I think it's a fairly new feature.
Okay.
It wasn't, I don't recall it being there.
You were breaking up for a while, so I didn't hear how you do that.
When you go in, when you set your, you can do include, which was always there. So I would say, okay, I want people who like Ellen DeGeneres. I want people who like The Voice. During football season, I want people who like the NFL because I like women who like sports. That Sarah and I have that in common. And I might not have met her if I didn't have that probably. So, and so you just pick who you want to be in your target market. And now right under that, it says exclude these people. So you can exclude, you can exclude, different demographics, you can exclude people that make a certain amount of money. You can exclude, by race. You can exclude by, where they live. You can exclude Beachbody coaches. If their job title is Beachbody coach or Emerald coach or Diamond coach, you can exclude all those people. So you can exclude It Works people. So, although I got one with my last ad, and I reached out to her, and because she wanted to be in my group, and I said I normally don't take people with other competing, MLMs. I said, are the products not working for you? And she goes, oh, they work for some things or sometimes, but I really need something else. So it's kind of funny.
Cool.
All right, so we are nearing the end of time. Anything else? Anybody have questions? Anne, do you have any questions being a newbie?
More than you possibly have time for right now.
What's your most pressing question? I love the fact that you're so high energy. I love your post today. That was so great.
How on earth do you guys find time? I mean, I have no time, and I don't even own a television, so it's not like I'm sitting down watching TV. I am busy all the time. I've got lots of irons in the fire. We haven't even done our workout. I got caught up at work and just got home in time to sit down and do this, and we still have to do our workout. Yeah. I need some sleep too.
Yeah. So I would say when I was working full time and doing this, every little, my lunch hour, an hour before I went to work, an hour when I came home. So, but I can't say that what I would do is learn how to do a power hour, and I can teach you that. So it's the most efficient, focused way to use your time. And I think I even have a recording of one we did recently. But you just break an hour up into like the critical components of inviting and then connecting with people. And then you just focus on that. And then if you get messages throughout the day, just answer them when you can. Don't feel like you've got to be. A lot of people think they have to be on Facebook 24/7. You don't. Just answer the messages. And Morgan Rieger, did I send you that? I usually send that to people. She did a time management webinar, and it was so good because she was like the busiest person ever, and she became a top coach. She had an hour every morning before she went. I think she was a teacher before she went to school. And she said she would message him back the next day, 24 hours later. She wouldn't message him back that day. She only had that hour. And I really thought, wow, that is really super focused. And I liked that. And then just, the PD, the personal development, try to do audio, like when you're commuting back and forth, and get that in.
My commute is 15 minutes. I live like right over the hill from where I work. So,
you do 15 minutes there and 15 minutes back. That's plenty for a day for personal development. You don't need to do any more. And that's
okay. And I have definitely felt like I needed to be on Facebook all the time. I cannot keep up with everything. I can't. I cannot keep up.
Yeah. So I wouldn't, we're in a challenge group, so that's going to be over. So you're going to want to run a challenge group. But you can schedule those posts in advance. So I scheduled all those in the app, and you can schedule them through. There's a app you can use called Mav Social. It's free, and you can schedule your posts in your group for Facebook. And all you have to do once you start running is just check in just to see if there's any posts at the end of the day. Just scan through that. So, but I'll show you. There's a couple of things you can do to make. So with Facebook, the way it works is you get these notifications and they can overwhelm you. So what you should do is turn off your notifications and make Facebook time intentional. So when you get on Facebook, you go, okay, I'm going to go look to see what messages I got in a group. And there's a way, I didn't even know how to do that. My daughter showed me how to do that. So but if you try to look at your news feed or you try to look at you'll get sucked in and it's a time waster and it doesn't really help you do anything.
Lori, how do you look at messages just in a group, like new messages without scrolling through?
Yeah, so you want me to share my screen real quick?
I don't even think I know that.
Let me get to Facebook. Remember I had shut down? All right.
See, I look at my notifications and I just look for people that posted in my group or something like that. That's where I look.
So you go to, okay, so here you go. And see the little numbers?
Right.
That's you go check those groups.
Okay, so then you just scroll through the group.
So you go, so this is the rank in the bank. So I'll go to this group. Everything else has been read, so I don't have to go to, so you want to save your groups to your favorites. The favorites are on your left-hand side. So when you go to the group, the way you tell if it's new is there's a blue bar. Sorry, it's slow. So that's a new, see how it has a blue bar there?
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then you can scroll down and you see there's a blue bar. So that's how you do intentional checking of messages in groups.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Is that a new feature?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, see, I've never noticed that.
Yeah, I didn't know it either. So, and then just get rid of these. Because, look, you're forever going, oh, my God, oh. So that's the recommendation. So do a power hour, make your Facebook time intentional, and listen to your audio on the way back and forth to work.
Well, I have another question about that because, this is my personal Facebook page. This is how I stay in contact with friends and family, too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
If I turn that off, that's how I see what's been posted and do I want to go look at it or not.
Okay, so
I don't look at everything.
Okay, so what you do is you create a list. Okay, a lot of people don't know about this either. Let me see. Oh, I put them up here, I think. So I've created these 3 lists. I don't use them too much, but see, these are coach prospects. So I just click on here. I created a list, and it's just these people that I thought, hey, they'd make good coaches. So I can go in and say, oh, I'm going to say, hey, I like that. That's really good. So I'm engaging with these people without having to go to their page. So you can create a family list. So you can create a new list. I don't know how you create. Let's see, create list, create page, create list. I think there's a way to create a list.
Because I have lists too, but I'm trying to remember how you create.
Yeah, so
you have to do it from your personal page.
I just Google it and then it'll tell me how to create it. Friends list. How do I use friends for my friends? Here we go. So I think it'll give me a link. Go to friends. Oh yeah, create list. Scroll down to friends. Okay. You go over here and then you go. Don't laugh. I knew none of this, so you can. It says create a list. Go down to here, create a list. Anyways.
Do you have to be on? No, that wouldn't make sense.
Oh, here it is. Friends. Friends. More. Okay, here it is. So create a list. It looks like I already have them, so I think I have family somewhere. Family. So you just create a list and then you go through and see, it's my daughter, that's my niece, that's my cousin. So you don't have to go scrolling through your news feed. Just make it intentional. So you don't, just create a list instead of,
Right, and then you can
honestly, I have, there's this thing called kill the Facebook news feed. Because what happens is I go over here and I'm like, oh, I need to go read some messages. So I'll go and read some messages. And my eyes go right. And then if I go back to like home, and then I'm going to do something else with my groups, and something in here like, oh, it's like the shiny object. I'm like, oh my God, what's that? And then I end up scrolling. And it's such a time suck. So for anybody that has the time as a big factor, you need to really be diligent with your Facebook and how you use it. So maybe we can talk about that when we have a one-on-one, Anne. If you want better training than that.
Yeah, we need to set one of those up.
Yeah, we should have a regular one. I don't know why I didn't, unless I forgot to do that. So, all right. Is everybody else good? Suzanne, did you enjoy your time here? Did you learn anything? Oops.
Wait, either recovery or restore.
Suzanne, are you good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I was I did actually. I learned a bit more about the like page, and I always enjoy following your page and I watch a lot of your videos.
Okay. I like Snapchat. Have you noticed?
I just can't figure out how to even open up a Snapchat, to be honest with you. So
no, it's not really. It's not really.
I see the funny faces though. Yeah.
Yeah. My youngest daughter got me into it. She is so funny. Gosh, if I could just show you a couple of things she's done, but some of them, she wanted to be on Saturday Night Live when she was growing up. And so Snapchat is her way of having characters on. She does accents, and it's so funny.
So funny.
Crazy. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks.
Thank you.
I've missed our team calls.
Thank you for having me.
I'm kind of glad the Rank in the Bank's ending, so we can have our team calls again. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Thanks, Risa.
Thank you.
Thank you.